Hello, everyone. Welcome to Marlena's Chapter Break. Today, we are talking about the worst books to pick up when you are feeling exhausted. And I want to preface this by saying that these books are by no means bad. They are all actually quite good. And they're so good, in fact, that they probably require a little too much brain power if you're feeling exhausted or overwhelmed. In other words, you might not have the mental or emotional capacity to truly appreciate them. The first book I will be talking about today is called Marlena, and it is by Julie Bunton. And yes, if you're wondering, I did pick up this book because its title was very close to my name. Marlena is a coming of age story about a girl named Kat who looks back on her relationship with the titular Marlena. Marlena is magnetic, reckless, and deeply influential on Kat during a very vulnerable part of her life. The reason why you might not want to pick up this book if you're feeling exhausted is this book is deeply introspective and very slow paced. And the next book is My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferranti. This is a literary novel about a lifelong friendship between two friends, Elena and Lila, and them growing up in Naples, Italy. It follows their relationship from childhood through adolescence and really focuses on how their bond is formed through competition, loyalty, and jealousy. And this is also the first book of a series called the Neapolitan series. This book is deeply character focused with dense character relationships. The timeline covers many years, and the book is quite descriptive. Tone wise, it's immersive and introspective, but it requires a slow and deliberate reading pace so the reader can really pay attention to how the story unfolds. And the next book on the list is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. Demon Copperhead follows a boy growing up in rural Appalachia as he navigates poverty, addiction, foster care, and just overall trauma. This book is less about the quick plot turns and more about the story of a life unfolding over time. Because of this, it requires sustained attention and emotional energy. This book is incredibly rewarding, but it is by no means an easy read. And next, we have 11/22/63 by Stephen King. This is a time travel novel about a man who discovers that he can go back in time, and he's given the opportunity to go back and try to prevent the assassination of John F. Kennedy. This book, as you can see, is very long and it requires a lot of your attention. There's alternating timelines, there's all these rules that you have to remember about the world. This book is a commitment and requires a lot of time and focus to understand. And also, this is one of my most favorite Stephen King novels. And this last novel is ironically the shortest book in this video, but it probably is going to require the most amount of energy. And that is A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. This is a dystopian novel and it follows the story of Alex, who is a teenager and he has very violent tendencies. The book talks about what happens when the government tries to eliminate violence by taking away free will. One of the most distinctive parts about this novel is written in an invented slang called NADSAT, which the reader has to learn as they go. This means you are constantly having to translate as you're reading, and it takes a lot of time to figure out what the author is saying. As far as the tone, it is incredibly unsettling, philosophical, and stylized. It's a short book, but it is very mentally demanding, and it takes a lot of energy to understand the plot and what is actually happening. This book will definitely benefit from more focused reading instead of tired end of the day type reading. And if you want to see this plot in action, there is a movie that they made out of this book that came out in, I believe, the 1970s called A Clockwork Orange, also, and I highly recommend it. So, there you have it. Those are my worst books to read if you are feeling exhausted or overwhelmed. Reading capacity changes depending on how tired you are, how stressed you are, how long of a day that you've had, and whatever season of life that you're in. Sometimes the best choice in a book is the one that matches your energy in that moment and not necessarily the book that you feel like you should be reading. And all of these books are amazing, but there is definitely a best time and a place to read them. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, and I will see you next time.